G'day Australia, Graeme here. As you can see, I have accumulated some growth on the face, which is to do with Movember, Men's Health Month. I'm not here to talk about the Constitution, surprise, surprise, although I'll probably mention it. What I'm here to talk to you today is it's the 29th of Movember, and we've got, basically 2 days to go before the end of November 2017. Now, fundraising has been pretty ordinary, and we know people are struggling with money at the moment, and that's and we appreciate that, and we only require people to donate, or only want people to donate, if they can absolutely afford to give the money to men's health, research into men's health, and to research for better health outcomes of men. Because in Australia in 2017, we would have lost this year probably close to 600 men from suicide due to stress-related illnesses generated through cancers, prostate, testicular, skin cancer, any sort of sickness. But men are notorious, Australian men in particular, are notorious for not talking to anyone about their health, not even their doctor. In fact, in some instances, it's very hard to get a bloke to go to the doctor, even when he's, literally dying. We have to stop that. We have to encourage our men, our friends, our mates, our husbands, our brothers, our grandfathers, fathers, to get checked regularly, at least every 12 months if you're over 50. Do it every 12 months if you're 20. Doesn't matter. The thing is that early intervention saves lives. We know that, and so does research into cancers. Because the more research we do, the more we understand the disease, the more we can improve the outcomes of people who are suffering from these particular cancers. But it's not only cancer. It's not only like a physical illness. It's also mental illness, because guys are supposed to be the tough ones, the ones that never break, the ones that you can always rely on and call on when something needs to be done. But you know what? Blokes actually have stress issues, and they do get upset, they do get frustrated, they do get lonely, and it does affect their physical health, because they're struggling with their mental health. And so it's not just physical illness, it's also mental illness. And again, early detection, and early intervention saves lives. What I'm asking you to do for me today is a couple of bucks. You can find my Movember site in the text on this short vid. And I believe you can pay by PayPal. So if people are wondering, if they're protected with their details, their credit details, you are. The other thing is too to remember that the Movember Foundation worldwide is known for their audited receipts of at least 89% of all monies collected go to where they're supposed to go, which is research into men's health and men's health outcomes. So if you think that it's one of these organisations that collects $1 million and then donates $10 to the charity, you're wrong. And you can easily check that. You can verify it on the internet. So that's all I got for you today. As we say, grow the Mo Bro. And not to forget our Mo sisters, because in most instances you'll find that the women in your life will be more concerned about your health than you are. So we need to support them as well, so that they can support us and keep an eye on us, and really encourage us, not badger, but encourage us to get checked as often as once a year, and more often if you're in a susceptible category, and if you're over 50, you may find you've got aches and pains and different things that are happening to your body that you're not sure of. Go and ask your doctor. It's as simple as that. So that's all I've got for you today. one thing I will mention about the Constitution, and it'd be remiss of me not to say something, is that all you guys out there, we need you. We need all you Aussie guys. We need you to be healthy, and we need you to be alert, because we are fighting the biggest battle that this country has ever seen since the Anzacs and the diggers last left our shores, and some of them came back and some of them didn't. They left us a legacy, and that legacy is all the freedoms and the constitutional rights that we enjoy today. They fought for, and some died for. It's now our turn to fight for their legacy and make sure that our lawful 1901 Constitution with the 8 lawful changes is restored as the law of the land. Because if we don't do something, if we don't get a result soon, it'll be too late. I've got 5 grandchildren and probably will have more on the way. I'm not sure, I don't delve into those things with my children, but I want my 5 grandchildren to have a future, and I want them to grow up in a world where, that I know in Australia, where everyone helped each other. We were mates helped mates, and everything, you know, people spoke their minds, and people didn't run off and get offended because, you know, you called them a dickhead or something like that, and next thing you know, you got a lawyer knocking on your door saying, oh, you know, it's discrimination or it's vilification or something like this, all this PC crap. We need real Aussie men, and we need all of you, and we need you to step up, and we need you to stand beside people like myself. And there's a lot of us who are pushing and pushing and pushing and looking at every possible avenue to fully restore our 1901 lawful constitution, and lawful being the one that has been changed 8 times lawfully. So for those of you who keep saying, oh, but you know, the women didn't even have the vote in 1901 and there's that, it's our lawful constitution. As soon as our constitution is changed lawfully, it's still the 1901 version, but with lawful changes. So the previous one before that takes a back seat, and the new one that's lawfully changed becomes the new lawful 1901 Constitution. I hope that explains to everyone. So MOvember, please, if you can, couple of bucks. If not, at least please share this video so that more and more and more Australian men will realise that they're not alone, and that we are listening, and you know, their doctors are there to help them. And if they don't get the opinion that they think is the right one, then go and get a second opinion, and a third one, and a fourth one, and a fifth one if you have to. But please do something and get an opinion, and get yourself checked every year. It's not a big deal. There's blood tests for prostate. You know, testicular cancer in young men is very, very high. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say to you today. So grow the Mo, bro. Advance Australia fair. I love you, Australia, and I'll see you soon on the Constitution Trail. Bye.